So welcome everybody. Excited to have you on. I think y'all know my name is Nick Martinez and this is Chrissy. Our real names, some people call us Keto Dad and Keto Boss Babe, but you can all call us Nick and Chrissy. So I'm excited to do this call. I was actually having a conversation with somebody last week and they're like, you haven't done any just private calls to talk to people about joining the community. And we figured this would be a great time to do it. A lot of times it's just hard to schedule something and I'm like, all right, we're doing this. So here we are. Our goal tonight is just to share with you a little bit more about ketones. You've probably heard us going live and sharing about these a lot because we're passionate about it. I'll tell you a little of our story in a minute here, but this is the reason that I'm the Keto Dad and she's Keto Boss Babe, because we started drinking ketones. Believe it or not, it's not because of the diet. It's because a friend of mine who happened to be a flight attendant called me one day and said, Nick, are you drinking ketones yet? You got to check this stuff out. And that was 6 years ago. I didn't know what ketosis was. I was eating high carb, low fat. I was eating turkey bacon, margarine, all that stuff. And very quickly went from being a tired pilot coming home from trips, watching Callie, who's now 8, from my napping position on the floor, to drinking this and having energy, to drinking this and not having cravings on the road. And Chrissy can share her story a little bit about what this has done for her. Go for it.
Dog got me up early this morning. Nick was gone, so I'm a little tired on sleep. So, yes, when he first brought home ketones, I had no idea what the keto diet was or low carb or anything. I was pregnant with Juliana a couple months along, and I had no interest in actually changing my diet. But he said, just drink this. So I started drinking it, and slowly over time, I just stopped craving those carbs as much, and I started eating more keto-ish, low carb, but definitely on the low carb spectrum. And I've been doing that for 6 years now.
So here we are 6 years later. I started the Keto Dad page primarily because as I was learning about ketones, I realized that the ketogenic diet was a really powerful way to eat. And then at the same time, I realized that as I was learning about the diet from these diet professionals, they weren't teaching it in a way that I could understand or want to do. And I knew the power of shifting the way that you ate, but I also knew that if it was taught in a legalistic manner, it just would never, it would never take hold. And that's what we've seen with the diet, a lot of turnover. A lot of people that start keto, stop keto, start keto, stop keto, start keto, stop keto, and then probably never do it again because they think it's an all or nothing thing. So what the neat thing is with ketones, I really feel like we've been able to make keto louder and really help people understand that it's a lifestyle, not a diet, and at the same time provide them a tool to have success and to feel better and to be able to feel like they're in control of their future and their destiny as far as health goes. So from that aspect, when we got started with this, we became promoters with Prove It. We became people that shared this on a daily basis and built the business around that. And as a result, because we were able to basically get ketones for free and then earn an income as a result of sharing this, we were able to spend more time helping people with their lifestyle, more time talking about keto on the page, more time just actually pouring into creating value into people's lives. So the neat thing with being a promoter and kind of what we're talking about tonight is this gives you the ability to not only feel amazing and achieve your best health, but at the same time to share that with your neighbor, to share that with your mom, to share that with your sister. And those were the first people that I called when I got started, with my mom, my dad, my sister, and 3 or 4 of my pilot buddies. And just like, hey, are you drinking this stuff yet? You got to check it out. They were curious. They tried a sample. They started to drink it. They realized they felt a lot better. And then it started to create this ripple. So we're excited to just talk to you tonight a little bit more about what it means to make keto louder, how you can join our community as a promoter, and what that looks like. But maybe real quick, how has this business kind of impacted you, and why do you enjoy what we do?
When I was pregnant with Juliana, I was working full-time in finance. So neither of us have a nutritional health background in any way. Who's a pilot, and I worked in finance, and I was working a ton of hours, overworked, underpaid, the normal, kind of a lot of people experience. And then when Juliana was born, she was a colicky baby. She was up every hour at night. And I was thinking to myself, how am I possibly going to be working my 50 hours a week and now have 2 kids at home and one who doesn't sleep, and she cries from 4 until 8 o'clock every night. And luckily at that time we had started making enough of a side income with the business that I made the choice to go back just very part-time while he was still flying airplanes. And then eventually I just quit my job altogether, and that's when I started working on the blog and all of our social media stuff. So I kind of was able to leave that job and then stay home with the kids and work. And I still do work a lot of like the behind the scenes social media stuff, but I'm on Facebook a lot more now. I did not do lives for like 2 or 3 years when we first started, but it's given me the freedom to be home with the kids, to volunteer as often as I want with their school. It's fun. I get to see all of Callie's friends every time I volunteer at lunch, but it gives me the ability to do that while still making an income that keeps our family comfortable.
So we're going to go through some of the specifics of what it means to be a promoter, what it costs, how you sign up, what you get when you start, and then how you get started, meaning how you share this with others. And I want you to keep in mind, like the whole thing is, how do we impact more people? How do we help more people just achieve their better? How do we change more people's lives? And Prove It, the company is the company that offers ketones, has a mechanism for us to be promoters and get rewarded as a result of people purchasing this product, basically getting commissions as a result of orders. So what I love about it is there's a ton of money to be made, but what I love also about that is, in order to make a ton of money, you have to help a lot of people. Help a few people, you make a little bit. Help a lot of people, you make a little bit more. And it's neat because you don't have to know a ton of people. You don't have to have social media skills. You don't really have to have a skill set, meaning you have to have a desire to help people achieve better. You have to have a desire to learn. You have to have a desire to show up and share something. And then if you do that and apply the systems that we have and apply the training and the support team that you'll get to work with, you can really impact and help a lot of people. So before we go any further, though, I have 2 people on that are going to share just a little bit of how this has impacted them. And I've been working with them very closely. One happens to be my sister, and the other one has become a really close friend over the last year. Just kind of how they got started in their journey, because everybody's different. Right. I didn't have any background in keto. I was eating high fat, low carb. Keto Boss Babe was a director of finance. So we didn't have, social media skills. We didn't have keto skills. We didn't even do the diet, didn't know the diet. But here we are today, and we've been able to create a really cool community and a really cool business with it because we've applied some things that we learned along the way. So what's up, Lori? I would love for you to share real quick just a little of your story and why you're here with us tonight.
Sure. So, hey, everybody, I'm Lori Hart. I live in Boston, Massachusetts. And just real quickly, I'll give you a little background. I have 2 daughters. They're 24 and 17. A couple of years ago, I did the keto diet really, really strict. I wanted nothing to do with ketones until I gained all of the weight back that I lost. I lost 60 pounds and I felt amazing, but I just went back to my old habits. I didn't have any tools in my life to sort of keep me on track. Like Nick just said, I mean, not everybody stays on the keto diet and they can kind of go on and off, but I loved the benefits that I got from being in ketosis. So like probably a lot of you here, I was following Nick and Christy online, and I said, okay, let me give these ketones a try. I've always been an entrepreneurial type of a spirit. I love to help people. So I started drinking ketones. The first thing I did actually was the reboot, which a lot of you might have just done with us this past week. I felt amazing. I felt like I had energy again. I came from a place where I was having no energy. I had a low mood, and I did the reboot and everything came back. I felt happy again. I was dancing in my hallway. I felt like $1,000,000. So I knew that if I could help other people feel that way, that this was totally for me. So I had a conversation with Nick, and I decided to join Prove It as a company. And since then, I've been a promoter now for about 10 months. I absolutely love what we're doing here. I love making this conversation loud, but I've been able to pay off over $10,000 in credit card debt. I've been able to travel this year. We've been able to do something every single month. I was in Mexico with Nick and Chrissy in January, and every month since we've done something really, really cool. I absolutely adore our community. Everybody is so helpful and welcoming. I can't say enough about what we're doing, but what we really need to do is make this conversation louder, because it's so amazing to be the one that shares this product with your friends and family and just have them come back to you and thank you for that, because let's face it, right now, everybody's looking for more energy. They're looking for fat loss. They're looking for a better mood. They're looking for income. They're looking for another stream. They're looking for ways to protect their family. So I'm so excited to be here and be part of this community. And I can't thank Nick and Chrissy enough. Keto Dad and Keto Boss Babe, which I haven't said in a long time, but anyways, I love you both, and I love working with you every single day, and love being part of this community. So that's my story in a nutshell.
It's been fun to have you. I remember when Lori first commented on a post, she commented, she ended up on a Zoom like this, and she was practically the heckler, asking all of these just very, very specific questions about ketones, because she was this diet expert. We had a conversation, and then Lori decided that it just wasn't for her at the time. And then 6 months later, she reaches out to me again. She's like, okay, I think I'm ready now.
Yep.
And here we are a year after that. So it's been a fun journey. Thank you, Lori, for sharing.
Sure.
Christina Martinez Williams, she's got a unique position in that I'm related to her. And she's my sister. I've known her since I was a baby, because she is older than me by a couple of years. And she was one of the first people I told about ketones, but wasn't one of the first people that said yes, because it took her about 9 months to agree to drink it. But here we are. She's been drinking it now for 5+ years, and has had an amazing transformation with the product and then also with the business. So what's up, Christina? Why don't you share a little bit?
Hey everyone. Great to meet you. Yeah, so I was a really slow adopter. Like Nick said, 9 months until I started drinking it. And I didn't even start drinking it the first time so 9 months until I tried it. And my parents had me over to their house, and they said, you're going to try this while you're here. And I said, okay. So I tried it, and I said no, but I started the keto diet the best way I knew how to. And I did that for 2 months. And then I went to Nick's house, and he said, while you're here, you're going to drink this. Here's a pack a day. And I said, okay, fine, I'll drink it. And then I said, okay, let me start drinking this every day. So I did, and added it to my lifestyle, to my eating lifestyle. I was eating keto and doing that in a strict way, in terms of not following, eating keto foods, but not strict in terms of counting things. And I found actually that I was looking for fat loss. That's why I started the keto diet. That's why I started drinking ketones every day, was to lose weight. My focus was weight. And I learned quickly that it shifted to fat loss, because I learned in 2 months that nothing was happening on the scale. And I know Nick talks a lot about the scale, and it's so important, because I lost 0 pounds in 2 months. And that shift was really important for me to make. So over time, I've now dropped 34 pounds of fat, and I've also lost 10 to 12 pant sizes. I never thought I could be the same size in pants as Chrissy, and I am. And I didn't know that was possible for my body, and it is. And it's exciting, because it's something that I never thought I could. I didn't wear tight clothes. I didn't do any. Now I have muscles that are lean and defined. And above all that, it's been maintained for 3 years. And I used to be a yo-yo dieter who would try to make sure I fit into my lifeguard swimsuit and looked good in that. So I now can be confident in my body, but now it's really about that energy and focus and the mood that I have all day, and to get stuff done as a mom of 2 girls that are 5 and 7, do 2 jobs from the home, and then they go to sleep, and I get to do more and have more energy and more focus. So I say all of that, a little bit more of my product story too, because I drank ketones for 1.5 years before I said yes to Nick and Chrissy to join them. And they didn't really they asked me, but they didn't want to push or force me to join them, and wanted it to be something that I wanted. And so finally a friend reached out to me and said, hey, I hadn't talked to her for 6 months. And she said, hey, what's that diet you're doing? And what's that drink that you're drinking? And I said, oh, let me connect you to my brother. And then I quickly retracted that and said, actually, let me talk to you about ketones. Nick, what do I do? How can I become a promoter? I want to become one now. So that's how I started. It was a very kind of spur of the moment thing, but I also decided that I wanted to do this. But my desire grew over time. So I drank ketones for 1.5 years. Then I started sharing them. It's been 3.5 years now, over 3.5 years now of sharing them. But it's something that I had it's grown over time, what I wanted to do with this business and where I want it to go and how many people I want to talk to, how many people I want to impact. And I'm all about helping other people. That's my main motivating, driving everything. At the same time, I'm also motivated by finances, because before we started Prove It, my husband and I were living paycheck to paycheck, and finances were always attention. They were always a point of contention in our marriage. They were always something that over time also created us to stop dreaming for the future, stop dreaming for what we could do. And I'm a dreamer. I've been a dreamer my whole life, and I stopped being a dreamer because of finances. Felt like we couldn't live fully because we had to say no to things because of money. And before Ketones, we were in a lot of debt, and we also were at that point where we felt like every time we would save something, we would fall back because we would have to use, the car would break down, and we'd have to use the money that we just saved to pay for the car. So we just never felt like we could get ahead, and we never felt like we could, and then that caused us to stop dreaming. So since joining Prove It and since sharing Ketones, that shifted a whole lot. I've had the opportunity to invest in myself personally, my professional development. And I've been able to start paying off credit cards and start paying off debts and start having the opportunity to dream again as a couple, have tension start to release in our marriage around money, and to be able to have a car that broke down, that I was praying that it wouldn't break down and not kill my kids and I, because I didn't know when we were going to be able to fix it or get a new car. Now I have a car that the company pays for, and that that Prove It pays for, that I've worked for, that continues to, I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I like it. It's a beautiful car. So this has really, like, our dream is to travel the world and to do what I did that a lot growing up, but I wanted to provide that to my kids. And so one of the first things that we did with the money that I earned was to buy my kids their passports, because they didn't have passports yet. And I knew that we couldn't yet go travel with them around the world, but if I could make it possible by getting them their passports, then that would be the step forward in the right direction. And that money was helpful to make that happen. So now it's really about this, like Lori and Lick have been talking about, like making this conversation louder, because the whole world needs ketones. We're all humans we're on this planet so far. And so we all need ketones in our lives, because we all need the benefits that come from them. And it's so amazing to watch Prove It growing into more and more countries. We're in 34 countries. And for me, my vision for this is, this is a global vision. I want to be in 40 countries in some years. I want us to have this expand across the globe, and it's already starting to do that. And we get to be a part of that, and we get to have a ripple impact and help people, not just people that you talk to, because there's no way I'm going to talk to 40 countries worth of people myself. But if I share with someone who shares with someone, and those people share with other people, my impact can be even greater. And then we can help more people feel better and be better as a result. And that's what Prove It's all about, is helping people be their best versions of themselves. So I'm excited to continue moving forward, and I'm excited to have all of you join us in helping make this louder.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing, Christina. It's been fun to watch. And the neat thing with Ketones and Prove It, it's not a get rich quick. I'm not here to tell you that at all. I'm here to tell you you can create whatever you want in your life over time, right? So if you just want free ketones, we're going to teach you how to do that. If you want to be able to pay off credit card debt, like Lori talked about or Christina talked about, we can teach you how to do that. If you want to start to dream and you want to start to travel, and you say, all right, I'm willing to commit to this and commit to sharing this and commit to helping people, well, then over time, you're going to create a side business, a side income, which is really powerful. I heard the saying once, profits are better than wages. And, wages are great and will pay your bills, but profits will make you a fortune. Profits give you the ability to do extra. So what if there was an extra $500 a month coming in, right? What would you do with that? And for some people, I'd pay off debt. For some people, they'd go on an extra vacation. For us in the beginning, that was the ability to basically buy this house years ago. It was the ability to have a car that we liked or that was reliable. It was then the ability to go on some extra trips. It was then the ability to invest a little bit more. And now it's turned into what's become an absolutely incredible lifestyle. So I want to go through some of the specifics because I know you're probably like, all right, tell us the details. Like, what is this? How does it all work? So basically, you get to become a promoter with Prove It if you choose to. Option number one, become a customer and drink this monthly. If you're not yet drinking it, that's a no-brainer. You just need to put this in your body. It's good for this thing. It's good for your heart and it's good for your muscles. I talk about it daily.
Good for your emotions.
Your emotions. That's right.
Kids are coworkers.
There you go. So that's like, to me, that's non-negotiable. Like if you're somebody that's wanting to achieve the best health of your life and you just want to feel better and you want to live healthier, this is the easiest thing in order to help you do that, right? That's step one as a customer. Step two is you can get it for free. If you refer 2 friends that are ordering on a monthly basis, you can earn your ketones for free. Right? It's that simple. As long as they're ordering monthly like you are, you're getting the equivalent of whatever they order basically towards a credit towards your order, which is awesome. So if you have a customer that's ordering 2 boxes and a customer that's ordering 1 box, you get a box and a half essentially in free product credit, which is really cool.
And it rolls over.
And it rolls over. So it's a fantastic program. Now, as a promoter, there is a promoter fee. It's $49 a year. So you can start a business that literally has the potential to do whatever you want with it. You can create a multi-million-dollar business for 49 bucks. That's the yearly cost. It's an annual fee. The only requirements to be active as a promoter, I get that question a lot because I know with like Mary Kay or Tupperware, you had to sell $500 worth a month or you had to go purchase it. So the only requirement as a promoter with Prove It, once you pay that $49, is 2 things. Number one, you have to have a customer that orders each month. A single customer, or you have to have a order. Basically, you have 1 box of Ketonat. So whether you're purchasing it or a customer, doesn't matter. That keeps you active. The second is you just have to be active in the business, which means that every 120 days, you just enroll a customer or a promoter. And basically, your neighbor buys Ketones or your sister or whoever. So as long as, and what the reality is, if you're not having customers that order and you don't have anybody that's joining your business as far as customers or promoters go, there's nothing to be earning. So there's really no gotchas here. Because I know there's a lot of skeptical people out there. I know I've been part of different things in the past where I ended up spending tons and tons of money. The neat thing here is as long as you have a couple customers, you're not buying your ketones. So there's really not a lot of money spending. The only risk that you maybe have is the 49 bucks. Okay. That's how you start as a promoter. And then we have 3 promoter packs right now. I kind of look at it as good, better, best. The first pack is our mini pack. It's $497, $499 or $497. Comes with 5 boxes of ketones, 100 servings. And those aren't just for you to go drink. We teach you how to sell those as trial packs. You've heard Keto Boss Babe talk about, hey, grab a trial pack of my Happy Mommy juice. We sell those. We teach you how to take real money for them. I made the mistake in the beginning. I threw them at everybody. I just gave them out. And I realized very quickly, I just spent a lot of money to give all my friends ketones and they didn't take it seriously. But when they paid me $40 for 5, they're like, oh, this is going to be good. I want to try it. They were skeptical. However, they were interested. They were curious. They were excited because it had value. Okay. So that's what we do with those trial packs. And if you sell through that kit, you'll end up with $800 in your pocket just from selling through the $500 worth of ketones. So if you do that right, you're going to make profit from that. Although that's not really where we're trying to make the money. That's just giving people a taste. Okay. The second pack is $9.97. It's called our Max Pack. It comes with 10 boxes of ketones. It also comes with some really cool financial kind of rewards as far as the compensation plan goes. It gives you a rank 5 pass for a year, which means it pays you at the 5th rank in the rewards plan for a year, regardless of if you hit it. I know this is a lot being thrown at you. Don't feel like you have to memorize it or know it all. Just kind of understand good, better, best. And there's 10 ranks. You get to start at rank 5. So as a pilot, you had year 1 pay, year 2 pay, year 3 pay, and every time you had another year at the airline, your pay went up. So the neat thing is that with that pack, you get to start at year 5 or rank 5. It's not really year 5. Instead of rank 1. So you get paid more for doing the same stuff. It's just kind of a little investment back in you from the company. You're going to get 10 boxes. So if you sell through all 10 of those as trial packs, you'll bring in $1,600 in cash. You can do whatever you want with that. Obviously, I didn't charge my mom. I didn't charge my sister. I did charge Lori. She bought trial packs from me. But only family members that I feel like some of you might need to charge your family. Otherwise, they really won't drink it or take it seriously. But the third option, the best option, is just came out. It's called our Mega Pack. And it is the Max Pack plus this variety pack of our protein, of Nat Light, of our keto cream, of our Black Label. You get all the products. It's like Christmas. And when you add that, it actually discounts everything to 40% off. So with the promoter packs, you're getting 22% off, which is awesome. With that Max Pack, you're getting 40% off. So with, what's that?
Mega Pack.
Mega Pack. So that gives you like tons of opportunity and basically gives you the ability to get the product in your hands and then to share it. So from there, once you're a promoter, right, the goal is just to plug into the system that we have, and we do calls where we teach you how to share this. You'll have support team. You'll have people like Christina or like Lori or like myself who basically get to work with you. You get our phone numbers. You get to like call us and ask questions, and we get to help you. Here's how you post on Facebook. Here's how you reach out to your friend. Here's how you talk to your mom. When people have questions, you connect them with us. Right? We help answer those questions. Your job isn't to be an expert. Your job is just to be the interest creator. And through that, we have bonuses that you can earn in the rewards plan. When somebody purchases ketones, you get paid commissions. The more people that purchase ketones, the more commissions that you earn. If they become promoters, you plug them into our community and we help teach them as well. And it just starts to ripple from there. So I'd love to, if anybody has questions, you can either type them in the chat or you can come off mute. Happy to answer any questions that you have. I wanted to keep this to 30 minutes. Looks like we're at 32. So if you do have questions though, please ask them or type them in and come off mute if you have questions. Anyone at all? Chrissy, what, as people are typing, or if they do have any questions or thinking of them, what advice would you have somebody who's maybe looking at this saying, I don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure if this is for me. I'm not the keto dad. I'm not keto boss babe.
Yeah, we weren't the keto dad and keto boss babe when we first started this, or before. We honestly like created the blog and that kind of stuff just to share recipes because we were making so much. But we talked to the people that we knew that wanted to feel better. I have an identical twin sister, and she has 2 girls also. And I thought to myself, what if she had the energy and the better mood to deal with little toddlers that I now have? You know, my mom who worked nights as a nurse for years, and now she's a teacher, a teaching nurse, and she's, you know, she just needed a little bit more energy and more focus to get through those days. The people that you know like that, everyone knows those kinds of people. Anyone who you can, like anyone who takes naps in the afternoon, anyone who's not a morning person but wishes they were. That's me 100% if I don't take my ketones. But there are so many people out there that are looking for something that's real, that is something anyone can drink regardless of the diet or lifestyle. If you look in the comments here, a bunch of people posted whether they were keto or low carb or not. I am not keto. I am definitely low carb. I eat keto occasionally. Today was a very keto day for me. But I'm not so you don't have to be keto. My sister and my mom are standard American diet. But the coolest thing is once I started feeding them ketones, they started coming back for more. Because they love how they felt and they love drinking them.
Awesome. So thanks for sharing that. Jill, not getting traffic for trial packs. Some questions off and on. More people's attention. Like one thing that's neat, when you become a promoter with Prove It, you get access to the Prove It store. You get t-shirts that say ketones. You get shaker bottles that say ketones. I always say if you work in a public place, you bring your shaker bottle, you fill it with ice, and then every time your ketones get down to here, you go fill it with more water and you drink the same ketones all day long. So you might have 2 a day, but it looks like you're drinking like ketones for 8 hours. You're just drinking a lot of water that happens to have some color to it. Because when you're shaking your bottle up obnoxiously, everybody around you is like, what are you drinking? What's going on? So part of it is twofold. One, we want to create attraction, and then 2, we want to approach people. So attraction is posting something on Facebook, or is wearing a shirt that says Ketones, or having a shaker bottle so people are asking us questions. Right? The second part is approach. How do you approach people? I usually say, oh my gosh, are you drinking ketones yet? Are you drinking ketones yet? That's my favorite line. I use it every day, whether somebody asked me about my shirt, or it was the waitress today where we had a hamburger in New Jersey. She's like, what are you guys here for? I said, are you drinking ketones yet? She's like, no, what's that? Next thing you know, she got a video. We're able to have a conversation. And then the next step there is, hey, do you want to try it? We have an option. You can start with our 10-day drink ketones challenge, or you can start with a 5-serving trial pack.
Or we're raising a puppy. If you watch our lives, you've seen our little poodle puppy that we have that we're raising as a service dog, and talking to the other people who have little puppy service dogs also. And they're like, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm like, oh, are you drinking ketones yet? That's what I used to keep me awake when my puppy is up with puking whatever he ate in the backyard. Think of the benefits that they provide: focus, energy, fuel, fat loss, better sleep, less cravings. When someone mentions it, something like that they want, then, oh, you have cravings for all the, you have a Christmas cookie exchange. Are you drinking ketones yet? Because I always drink them before I go to those cookie exchanges, and then I never have the need to pull something off those trays.
So at the end of the day, the number of people that drink this as a result of you comes from the number of conversations that you have. In the beginning, when we started, I literally messaged every pilot that I knew and said, hey, are you drinking ketones? Or, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And they said, nothing. What are you talking about? They said, I said, oh my gosh, it's helped me with energy. It's helped me with fat loss. I'm feeling amazing. Do you want to try it? And I just had that conversation. When I was in the cockpit flying, they would ask me, what's in your shaker cup? I'm like, oh my gosh, are you drinking ketones yet? So if you're looking to build this, maybe you're already a promoter and you're like, okay, how do I do this? It is, can I have a new conversation today? And it doesn't have to be 100 conversations in a day. It's, can I have a new conversation today? Because if you do a new conversation a day, that's 7 a week, that's 30 in a month. That's enough to find people that are saying, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I'm interested. So it's really in the small numbers. It's not in the big numbers. It's not, you have to have a page that has thousands of people following it. We didn't have that. In fact, I didn't have a single customer enroll as a result of the Keto Dad page until we'd been doing this for 3 years. We've been doing this for 3 years. We'd already created a full-time income before we had our first customer join because they saw me, the Keto Dad, and Chrissy, the Keto Boss Babe. All of our business before that came as a result of me reaching out to my friends, me talking to pilots, Chrissy talking to people that she was working with who were doing the ketogenic diet. And as a result of asking them questions and then providing them with the ability to try this through trial packs, they became customers, and then some of them became promoters. So I hope that helps kind of make sense of what we do. And the neat thing is, you're a highly paid storyteller over time, right? You get paid to introduce this to somebody. And then what's neat is if your friend at work goes and purchases this, I have pilots who I've not spoken to for 4 years, actually 5 years.
Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd, who still buy ketones, right? Mm-hmm. And they literally still buy ketones month after month after month. We're serious 5 years later. I haven't talked to them in 4 or 5 years, and I get a commission off of every one of those orders that they place. So maybe it's 10, maybe it's $20 a month I'm earning because of that conversation I had 5 years ago. I mean, that's a pretty cool, I don't know how much money you have to have in a savings account right now to earn $20 a month, but it's astronomical. And that conversation that I had with Captain Floyd, with, I can't even remember his name now. I have to go look in the back office, with Greg, with a couple other guys, those are paying over and over and over again because it happened one time. So.
Any other questions we can answer? One.
Type them in the chat. Otherwise, just feel free to shoot us a message. If you're already a promoter and you're working with somebody, go talk to the person that you're working with and just say, oh my gosh, tell me what I need to do. They'll give you a directive, they'll give you specifics, and they can work with you. If you're not yet part of our community, if you're not yet drinking ketones, not yet a promoter, shoot us a message after this and just say, hey, I'd like to get started with the good option or the better option or the best option. Good, better, best. Which one do you want to get started with? Or maybe it's, hey, I just want to start as a customer and drink this for a bit. Awesome. We're here to support you where you're at, support you in your journey, and hopefully help you to get going. How much does someone have made as a promoter? So the income ability is limitless. We have promoters that have made millions, literally millions of dollars. We have promoters that have made zero. It all kind of depends on what you do, right? It's not a lottery ticket by any means. However, what's cool is by sharing this with people, you never know what's going to happen, right? So you don't know who's going to join your team or your community. Maybe it's your friend shares it with one of their girlfriends. Next thing you know, they're really excited about it. They're a real estate agent, shares it with all of these realtors they're working with. And next thing you know, they have 50 people that are drinking ketones, and now you're getting a percentage of it. Like, that's the kind of a fun aspect of it, is it can multiply and get bigger and bigger. However, if you talk to nobody, prove it's not going to give you any commissions because nobody's drinking ketones, right? But if you start sharing it and get the ball rolling, the sky's the limit of where it can take you. So hopefully that makes sense.
And this is all that we do right now, is prove it.
Yes, the only source of income from the Keto Dad page. We give everything away, and the only thing that pays us is ketones. And it's really because it's the thing that I believe, if you take all of the stuff around keto out and somebody just drinks ketones, like, they're gonna win, right? They're gonna win. So, well, hey, thank you so much for being on tonight. Lori, thank you. Christina, thank you. Chrissy, thanks for being on here. Our kids are entertaining themselves over there, so we got to go take care of them. But I hope you all have an amazing day. Reach out to us, let us know how we can help you, and would love to have you as part of the community. So thanks for being on. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Bye.